Hi guys, welcome to my podcast. My name is Nicole and I'm the brains and the beauty behind Yarncraft by Nicole. Today I'm starting off strong with my very bold, very bright pink featured make. This is the Garden Party Shawl from Yarncrafts, and I'm wearing it today because I'm going to go to meet Tony on Saturday. So she's doing a tour. Oh, y'all are going to get to meet Scoot this time. She's doing a tour with some different groups and different local yarn stores in, I think it's through the Midwest. The one that I'm going to is in Detroit, and I'm really pumped about it. So I'm wearing this today because this is my most recent TL Yarncraft make, and I think it might be what I decide to wear on Saturday when I get to meet her. I just refer to her as goals around my house. So my husband is aware of who Tony is, and he told me that when he saw that she was going to be in Detroit and that you could sign up for classes before even seeing me, he's like, oh, so you're going to be in Detroit on Saturday? I'm like, absolutely I am. And I'm really excited because the class that I signed up for is a Tunisian stitch exploration class, I believe is what it's called. And I've only recently starting to feel comfortable with Tunisian, so I'm really pumped about that. And I thought I would show off my most recent TL Yarncraft make, and you might see pictures of me in this on Insta on Saturday. So yes, and for this I used Berroco yarn for the bright pink, and then Stitch Together Studio for the variegated colors at the end. And I absolutely love it. It's huge, it's ginormous. So you could definitely wear this as an over-the-shoulder shawl, which might be what I wear it, or how I wear it on Saturday. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really pumped about that. And it matches these earrings perfectly. I also have some pink lipstick that matches this perfectly. Okay, this week will be relatively short because I haven't had much time to crochet. I recently started a new job. I'm back in school for my job with middle schoolers, and it has been great, but it has been a lot of work. And then my family came into town. My parents did this weekend. My husband's parents and siblings came into town this weekend, and we had a blast, but I did not get much crocheting done. So let me show you what I did get done. This is the only project that I have finished. It was almost finished the last time that we talked. And it just, like I just seamed it up after blocking it. I'll switch out so you can see what this looks like on. But it's just a really simple linen stitch scarf that I made with self-striping yarn. This is from Knitterly Things. It's called Hail to the Victors. And being in Ann Arbor and being a Michigan fan now, I decided that I needed to make a scarf out of this. So I just picked a width that I liked for the linen stitch and made a scarf back and forth. Decided that it wasn't going to be quite long enough to wear as just a scarf with one skein, so I blocked it, seamed it, and this will probably be how I wear it most of the time. But I'm really happy with it. It feels really nice. It's a sock weight yarn, and I'll be able to throw it over games that I'm going to in September, as well as using it as a layering, maybe over a turtleneck when games get colder towards the winter. But I absolutely love it. I bought this yarn not long after we moved here, and it's just been sitting in my stash waiting for me to do something with it. So I'm glad that I finally finished it. I did not finish it in time for the first game, but that's totally fine because it was a pretty warm day that day, and I don't know that I would have wanted to be wearing a scarf anyway. So, and there is no pattern for this. Again, I just picked a stitch that I liked, and then because it's a self-striping yarn, the yarn did all the hard work for me. So yeah, that is my only finished object. I am currently working on another object that you have seen here before as well. I'm gonna throw this back on because it's just too pretty to have over there on the side, but I could be showing you. And again, it's big, like it's a big shawl. And I took out a couple rows too in the middle part to make it a little smaller, but it's great. I also probably could have sized down on the hook at least one size. Oh, so cute, so pretty, so sassy. I love it. The other project that you have seen that I have been working on is my also nameless pattern, just making this up as I go, Tunisian simple stitch baby blanket. that I'm just changing colors as I see fit. So I started with the white at the bottom, got into some tans, then added in the green, and I'm almost finished with the green. So that's how much I have left. And then I'll do, oh, you can see it a little bit better. Then I'll do a couple of rows of just the brown. Then I'll do the dark brown and white, then just white, and then I will do a border and it'll be done. So very happy about this. I want to do a big wrap or scarf using a similar pattern, but I'm not allowed to start that until I finish a couple of pattern tests that I need to be working on. But I love this. It's all acrylic yarn, so super great for babies to just throw it in the wash. It's all Yarn Bee yarn. The browns, like the dark brown and the tan, are both Sweet Delight. And I think that the other one is called DK Smooth, DK something from Yarn Bee yarn. But yes, this is the only other project I've been working on. And while my family was here and while my husband's family was here, like I just alternated between these two projects because they were both pretty mindless. Like I didn't have to keep up with stitch counts or anything. So those are my two projects. And then next we're gonna have is some Yarn Love. And I picked these up yesterday. Look how pretty they are. This is for a pattern test that I have desperately needed to start for a while, but had some other things going on, and I still will be able to make the deadline because I'll be fast. It's called the Catalina Cardigan, and it's from Violet Loops. This is their first garment pattern, I believe. So I will be doing that. It's a really nice, like just easy, throw it over everything cardigan pattern. Long sleeve, it's gonna have pockets. But I was at Spun, my local yard store, and I knew that I wanted to use Vintage DK from Berroco, which is my Yarn Love feature. And originally I was thinking kind of a teal color, and they do have a gorgeous teal, but then I was like, I don't know how I can say no to this color. And they had not quite enough skeins of this, and I didn't want to have to wait for an order to come in of extra skeins and then having to make sure it was the same dye lot. So then I bought this kind of a harvesty wheat golden color. Then I'm gonna do all the ribbing in this color, and then maybe like some details at the shoulder. We'll just see how much of this I will need to use. But yes, I'm really excited about this, and I think it's gonna have a little bit of a vintage varsity feel with this on the outside, and then the main color being this really pretty burgundy. If you look really carefully at the yarn, you can see that there's some twists of more eggplant hues and like almost navy hues and some reddish hues in here. So it's really, really quite lovely. And I wanted to use this yarn because I haven't used it yet, but I know that Berroco Vintage, like this is their vintage DK. They have a vintage chunky, I think they have a vintage worsted, is really rich colors, but they are 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon. So they wear really well, and they're easy to take care of. So that was my thinking behind the brand that I wanted to use, and then I just narrowed down the colors from that. They had a really pretty, Nicole blue, Tiffany blue, that I thought about doing, but I was like, this is gonna be something that I'm gonna be wearing through the fall. I wanna make sure that it has a fall color palette, something that I will want to feel cozy in, because it does contain wool, like this will be warm. So yes, pretty pumped about this. Next time you see me, I will have work done on this. Hopefully a substantial amount of work done on these. And that, my friends, is the end of our episode for today. My can't let it go is that it's just such a joy and stress reliever and just excitement builder to have family come stay with you. If you have a good relationship with your family. I have a really good relationship with my parents, and then also with my husband's family. And it was so nice to have them all here together, because my parents and my husband's parents haven't been in the same room since the wedding, and that was in 2020. So it was nice to have them together in the same place and getting to hang out, as well as having his siblings here too. My parents had never been to Michigan to visit us. My dad had been here, I think, for a business trip once or twice. and my mom was adamant that she would not be visiting us when it was cold. So I'm really thankful and happy that all of that worked out this weekend. I hope that this week that you have time to do things that make you happy and relieve your stress and build your excitement. And I will see you back here next week. Bye, guys.